Mustapha Mameniaji Arove Ebu Baba.
Why Mustapha?
Ndc Ebu Baba.
Ewo kwan ben so.
Obi.
Abusuya intokwabi ekoso between Nana B and Honorable Mustapha Gbande. Na de yete ene say Nana B ekokotena Asempa FM so na okan say sesia no eja edele ewo NDC political party no mu no enye fadi agro because say national executives no make party national executives no omu ateki decision bia omu amo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama amane enunti ama Mahama ne bu ofu national executives no ti sesia Nana B wasi all kasa die eja Eda NDC political party mu nti die ekoso wo NPP mu mpo de yeketuwa bi eno ena Mustapha Gbande onabo wote ya wose na bi ufi asem no wadi awie a wo ba be kan yen de menua wode anu yesu nkum bi akwa ma na bi o kire na bi say eja eda NPP mu no enye ebi ena sebe aso ewo NDC political party mu nti sanka be ya na bi oni ni fi asem ansana Ababeka NDC for asem. Ibe kwa na bi video na mi wia me de Mustapha Gbande na no yiye no di so atoa so e de ama na ansa na ebe ko videos mienu no so no menua. Onabo Suhini ono so wo kan sem bi e de a kire onabo fifi fiavi kwete a we general secretary e de ma NDC amanyuko no. Yenko na yenko tie nsem a Suhini oka ye wia me de na bi video no ene Mustapha Gbande anu yiye no ebe toa so e de ama. Mefa sa akwan we so na masrew se wunya unsubscribe ya na wa subscribe e de ma me wodi ka subscribe so me ka senya kupon onhyira opa yi like video we na share ma wonu abi no nso onya bi enhwe we hear video no ewia comment bia la won just go to the comment section chiro ni na fa bu ho e ma me yi ano e de ambom abo me bia la ayekam me da wase yenko na ko he video so no.
I'm worried, and since our general secretary has always been forceful in upholding to the principles of the National Democratic Congress, I think that those of us who are also known to have publicly campaigned for him in conformity with that democratic principles, I think that I'm also free to speak my mind on this matter. And one of the principles I have as a member of this party is never to be cowed into submission when it comes to beliefs that I hold dear. I am extremely worried that in as much as I respect his desire to have a working party, his utterances too needs to be measured in a way that in the future it does not hurt the fortunes of the party.
In what sense?
And I'm going to give specific examples. And if he's listening, he's a senior comrade. And one of the principles why I openly campaign for him, yes, one of the reasons why I openly campaign for him because I know his commitment to the party's principles. But you see, when you are in government, the first utterance I found a bit problematic was the declaration in Kumasi that as a party he has picked intel that some of our people were engaging lobbying to get NPP people out of the hook. Whether it is true or not, if it is said publicly, what you have succeeded in doing is to throw in doubt and suspicion amongst the rank and file of the party and government. And that mistrust starts from that place. And it becomes difficult for us to control. As if that was not enough, our General Secretary again proceeded to somewhere in the Volta region, June 4th revolution, and openly referred to those who are calling for Mahama to go for a third term. It is within everybody's democratic right. Many of us may have disagreed with those calls. But these are party people, and we are in government. Our utterances are important. So if you make statements to the point that they are sycophants, it throws in another element of conflict. And these things could spell doom for the party.
But you trust
him. And just yesterday,
but he's a no,
just yesterday, the day before yesterday, another word introduced to the dynamics, greed.
But he's a no-nonsense man. You like him?
No, and that is my worry. You see, that is my worry. I respect people who are no nonsense.
So he's shaking the table of government.
This party cannot win power in 2028 without these government appointees, whether they are part of the national executive or not. So the responsibility is not just on the government. It is on all of us to be very measured in the way we do. And I know Fifi Kweti. Look, when he was campaigning to be general secretary, Umaru, I had to abandon someone who had even supported me financially in the past, in my own political dreams, to support his candidature because I believe in him. And that is why when I feel that maybe certain utterances he may not really appreciate the future implications of this utterances. It is my responsibility to prompt him on it. And that is the beauty of the National Democratic Congress.
Sir, farmer, many are Ebu Baba.
Why Mustapha?
Edis Ebu Baba.
Ewo kwan ben so.
Obi. Decision on Mukoteki,
Yes.
President Mahama no more Kuntoko Bruta. The Mustapha one who could be losing no Juma.
Ade.
And some of the radio so can. So a whole president who say he doesn't need to be aware.
So I say some decisions are on need to know basis.
Dangerous. This is a major decision. Look, this is a decision that will affect his appointees.
Yes.
Where decision and yes, sabi only partner or a leader of the NDC. And tokwa ekoso between Chairman Sedun Ketia and the Jubilee House no. And what she I'm telling you.
And tokwa ben
Obi. Anra NDC penny be far from me. Me. Anra me to NDC penny be far from me. Tama omo yes our announcement ni we ya. And nipa ne katre me say sad decision we no eya ade a President Mahama ebonju so na ni nye ho na ankomu hia further consultation on it, and then hurriedly eno makwa announce say ade no to say problems abem utie fifi kweta ka obo ne voice na o say obi bia president appoint to announce aban appoint to no you are affected. Sanche mo a odi be ni categorization ni we no medwuma mente ase. Fifi kwete bu boss a categorization no. E no o chechire mu say because o hwa o see omo ya appoint to mo aban mu. So President Mama na appoint to. And you see you are too good say wo chechire mu no man hu say so we your presidential staffer omo principle no, you are affected.
Yes.
The problem that is coming. I'm not too much.
Because Utie Enra Fifi said categories affected by the directive include ministers, deputy ministers, chief executive officers, managing directors and their deputies. And a day issue no about
exactly
officers in analogous positions
exactly
as well as MMDCs. In the officers in analogous positions near broad
and yes I don't quite broad and how can I say a bit the data
yeah
Felix a bit
at the time and a man for the size of
yes the size of government no a bit the data sir oyo be a oye presidential staffer owo salary a would generate or condition of service no a deputy minister
cabinet minister presidential aide we a deputy minister presidential staffer and non-cabinet minister
fantastic enti mo mo de man sa na man nya no omunne president and contranse anwen ho. That is why Mustapha is struggling to answer that question, and that is why His Excellency the President is angry. So oman fe ni die ni obu amano, and this is coming from their own house. I'm telling you, that is why the president is livid. Here, sad decision we take it down. Now I'm so surprised that Mustapha pese oyi His Excellency free party no penny for this chain. Because the president is supposed to be part of NEC.
Yeah, but say president so you are aware say part na yimpanyifo e also mo run party no. And some panyifo
we party we say a NEC when you fake o.
Yes,
say can function as say near the steering committee steering committee yen kwa no until say amend the constitution. And if you say you shouldn't be involving president in the day-to-day management of the party, no, and you didn't call NEC. He said NEC in the a body, a
bigger body.
Mustapha is telling us that a NEC in the take his decision.
Yes.
NEC, His Excellency the President, is supposed to be part of it. So be binti no to me macrampona, obetimi yi ni chief of staff, deputy chief of staff amanaba. And now say okoho because agenda be a woman be no. Chairman and secretary, moko cabinet meetings. The money president ko na muna ko discuss it. president when you person you who dream who say na president we omune president and discuss it ade we abba president mu as a surprise. President is livid ne buafu because ko take decision na e be affecting your appointees one for buo ne ani die ama no. That is why Mustapha is struggling to answer that question. So I'm not surprised. In fact, when we send us a question and come here information say president enya aware omo take this decision we say on the blind side of the president.
David, your line the doors pa your team A, your team B, your team C wo.
Sir.
We have very competent people who are not either in party or government. What about people who have served in those capacities and they have not been reappointed? People who have distinguished themselves in the past and they have not been reappointed into government. What about them? Now, I can also support what you are saying. If you take Obi to say, Miniam Sami Jemfia. Sami Jemfia is arguably one of the best officers of communication we have ever had in our party from history. Number two, your call gold board, and he's one of the best appointees you can talk about. Malik Basentale is one of the best appointees you can talk about. Now, what is you say? If Sami Jemfia is not a national officer, the party will not collapse. He will definitely hold somebody's hand to do his work. He will support somebody to do his work. The same way 10 years ago, we didn't have anybody like Sami Jemfia, and today we have Sami Jemfia. The same way we groom others to do what Sami Jemfia used to do. So where Sami Jemfia have reached by virtue of acquitting himself competently, he will support others to discharge their responsibilities competently.
But if Sami Jemfia still wants to contest for national communications officer, now by virtue of this decision, also resign from gold border, you know what that means to government?
You can't be Jesus Christ and be Satan at the same time. You have to be one. You have to be one. And I believe, sir, the problem is that those who are hardworking are always endangered by their own gift. But I think that today, if you ask me, arguably, for what Sami Jemfia has been able to do at Gold Board, he does not have any business being a party officer when the nation needs him most. And I do say so because Sami has trained during his period as communication officers, have trained and strengthened our communication unit from constituency to region and to national. Brilliant young men who have master's degrees, doctorates, who are communicating for the party at the tutelage of Sami Jemfia. Any of those people can ascend to that position, and Sami will still coach, support those people to deliver. Wherever he is, he can support those people to deliver. Assuming that I was having to stay in government and not be a deputy general secretary, by virtue of the fact that I have worked and have experienced, any new person who becomes a deputy general secretary, I should be able to assist that person to discharge their responsibilities. The same way, if I was being in the party and somebody was going to be appointed as a deputy director of operation, I should be able to help that person to work. We are not MPP NDC. We are the same party people, but we are just sharing ourselves for one group to help government prosecute a competent agenda as we are doing now. And then the other starting to rebuild a